Okay, mate, I'm going to take you down to the bottom end of the table and just a quick line across each of the teams. The 6 teams down there from bottom up are Wolves with a point, Southampton with a point, Palace with 3, Ipswich with 4, Everton with 5, and Leicester with 6. Of the teams down there, mate, pick me the 3 you would say right now you fear for most. Wolves, Southampton, Palace, Ipswich, Everton, or Leicester.
Okay. Wolves, Southampton, and Leicester. I know Leicester got a win yesterday.
So the 3 teams coming up who came up, you think?
No,
sorry. Wolves. Sorry.
Wolves instead of Ipswich.
My bad. Yeah, Ipswich.
Yeah, Wolves instead of Ipswich. Wolves, I think, you can see what Gary O'Neill's trying to do. One of the problems last year was that they couldn't score goals.
Yeah.
So in order to try and score more goals, they're being more expansive. But being more expansive, they're not scoring more goals and they're conceding even more. Yeah. And that for me, that's a recipe that doesn't end well. Southampton, I covered them last Monday against Bournemouth when I was in, and there's a stubbornness there, or you can say it's a belief in the philosophy that Russell Martin has. Yeah. But you have to adapt when you get promoted. It's as simple as that. And Leicester City, you've got Steve Cooper coming in. He came in the summer. He sees the game very differently than Maresca, who's now at Chelsea and has started well there. So that's one of the reasons I sort of put them there. They're my 3, but you know what it's like. It can change week to week depending on managers being at the clubs, players leaving, players coming. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to go the same, actually, based on what you said. I think Wolves is a bad start. Gary Neville was talking about, he did the Wolves game last weekend, and he said they've got like this plan A and don't really go away from it regardless of the game. Sometimes they need to maybe get the ball forward a little bit. We love the build-up, we love Gary O'Neill, but sometimes get it in the box. Similar with Southampton, I think they're caught between, what they want to do in terms of playing, but not quite having the players to do it. And I would say of the 3 teams down there, probably Leicester. I just feel that Ipswich might have enough. I quite like the balance of Ipswich, and I know they lost at the weekend. Liam Delap's got 4 goals now. That's going to be important that he keeps scoring. Everton, you just feel defensively he'll get things right, and they'll get goals at the other end. And as you say, Leicester City and Steve Cooper, just not quite sure they're going to. Palace is the other one down there. It's a bit of a game. I think it's Palace Forest when we come back. It's an interesting one. Wouldn't want to see Palace losing that one all of a sudden. Glasner did such great work last season. Not quite going so well this. All right, mate, we're going to wrap things up with just a quick one before the international break. So I'm just going to ask you, look down the league and tell me who's been 7 games in, who's been a bit of a surprise for you, who's played or performed in a way that's just caught your eye?
I'm going to go with, and people might say, well, it shouldn't be a surprise because of the money they've spent, but I'm going to go with Chelsea. Yeah, I'm going to go with Chelsea just because of the simple fact, I think for large stretches last season, you looked at them as a team and you were like, there's something here, but they're missing the experienced players.
Yeah.
When in all reality, maybe they were just missing a manager that could come in and put them in a position to succeed. And that's what they've done now defensively. You never knew what you were going to get from Chelsea last year. They could win 5-1 or they could lose 5-1. Now they've got this stronger defense, which they can build on, this disciplined defense. And they're looking really good. And after the international break, they go to Anfield, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. They go to Liverpool on the Sunday. That's the big game. It's a test. That'll
be a really, really good test. But I think that they're looking like a team now that everybody thought potentially they could be. They've gone, as we talk about Manchester United, they've gone from a team of young individuals now to a collective, and they're looking really good, looking really well balanced. So I've been impressed with them. What about yourself?
Well, I'm going to tip my hat to Nottingham Forest and Nuno, 10th in the league. Started better than I had them as possibly one of the teams who might struggle a bit like Wolves. I'm going to tip my hat to Brighton and Fabian Hürzeler with what they've done, and great win against Spurs today, comeback win from 2-0 down. But my surprise team this season is Fulham and Marco Silva.
Yeah.
Didn't spend an awful lot of money. Marco Silva, I think is an excellent coach. They've lost some players along the way. I think Smith Rowe's been good business. I think he was on the bench, started on the bench. He's getting a tune out of Traore. Raul Jimenez is back in form. Anderson was a good buy. I think with Bassi, he looks like he's sorting the back line. So Marco Silva and Fulham, they don't often get much headlines. We don't often see them on, big NBC and games. But Fulham have just quietly gone about their business really well, and I think they've had a real decent start after 7 games. They sit 8th in the Premier League, 11 points, 3 above Manchester United, and that's got to be seen as a decent start and give them a base to make sure they're comfortable again staying in the Premier League.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host of NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And if you want even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock.